hear a lot, farm to fork. And I just think it's interesting that, for those of us who are here today, we all kind of get into urban agriculture for different reasons, I think. There are folks who get into urban agriculture because they really just want to have a tomato that they can grow themselves, right? Some people want to sort of get their hands dirty, get a little more involved in the land. Other folks get involved in urban agriculture because they're really more interested in sort of the community development aspect of it. A lot of folks who do it as a youth development aspect. But I think we're all kind of bound by a same, a recognition and understanding that getting from that farm to fork, understanding that connection, and following that connection, being part of that production process is important, that there's a lot of value there. There's value for health, there's value for sustainability, there's value for community. So all these things are the kinds of things, themes that we're going to be trying to talk about and explore throughout the course of the day in these workshops and in these discussions. And we're just so excited that you folks are a part of that. And we really want you to be participants and more than just an audience, right? So the workshops, the discussions this afternoon are really meant to be interactive. So we want to hear from you. We want you guys to make your voices heard as much as possible. So with that, I want to hand it over to Glenn Dake, member of the LA Community Garden Council Board, a great supporter of this event and all sorts of things related to urban agriculture here in Los Angeles. So,
welcome. I'm here to introduce Emily Green, who I've come across in the writings on her blog, Chance of Rain, which I've loved reading Chance of Rain for so long because it is both the big picture of water in California and gardening and how they fit together. And most people, though, I think, have come across Emily Green through her writings in the LA Times. And it has been great to watch those columns come out month after month. But before Emily's here, I'm going to look at my cell phone and put it on some kind of silent mode. Okay. Emily, would you please join us?
I'm so impressed that everyone comes out early and to be a fellow gardener because, we show up bright and interested. I think I've always argued that we're special, and you're proof that we are. Glenn asked me to speak to bring water into the farm, to fork equation. And I'm so glad he did because it's the element that we all take for granted. We have to collect and carry the compost. We have to collect and plant the seeds. But the water just comes from the hose. It's the forgotten essential element that makes life possible. And we are treated as if we shouldn't worry our pretty heads about it. We have a very sophisticated water-carrying infrastructure that was built to sell LA to those of us who bought into the California dream. And for most of LA's modern history, we have just taken it, not questioned it. When William Mulholland finally opened the Los Angeles aqueduct and the water came crashing down from the Sierra, he said, "Here it is, take it." And we took it. And I don't think many people here or anywhere in Southern California, and I would include myself until I began really studying this, understand where their water comes from and how disconnected it is from the rain that falls outside the window. And so I wanted to talk very, very briefly about where that water comes from and why people like you are doing the right thing in cherishing it and bringing home the best value in terms of community building, nourishment, and beauty. Some of you may have noticed when you walked up here the big concrete plate over there. Did anybody notice and wonder what that was? Does anyone know what that is?
Rain collection?
It's a debris basin that captures captures our local rain as it runs out of the San Gabriel, and it captures the alluvium, and it pushes the water on into the storm drain system, and where it joins storm runoff from streets all over the LA basin, fills up with motor oil, lawn pesticides, and cigarette butts, and is dumped unceremoniously into the Pacific Ocean. Whereas, I think that, to be fair to LA County and DWP, we capture about a third of our local water in various infiltration pits. It's not all flush to the sea. But we don't capture much. We don't capture anything like what we could or what we should, because we covered the basin and the foothills with houses. And in order to do that, we built debris basins like this. Now, there are safety reasons we did that, and there are, just historical reasons. The 20th century was the century of the engineer, where we could do anything. We could divide up nature, put it back together again at our beck and whim, and everything would be better. And we're learning that it's not better, and that there are tragic consequences. And one of the tragic consequences of throwing away 2/3 of our local water in a highly polluted form into the ocean is that we're thirsty. We're bringing in water from the Eastern Sierra and Owens Valley. That was our first source. It used to be a lake. It's now a dust bowl. That wasn't enough, so we built the Colorado River Aqueduct, and we went roughly 300 miles across the desert to the Arizona border, where we bring in Colorado River water. And that's actually when a lot of the San Gabriel Valley, where you are now, was built out. Once they realized we would have Colorado River water, the building began here in earnest. And then, when that wasn't enough, we built the State Water Project, clear up to the Sacramento, San Francisco Bay Delta. And so we're now importing vast amounts of water from there as well. The upshot is the Colorado River Delta no longer is a delta. It's dead. We have killed one of the biggest, most beautiful estuaries in the world. The Sacramento, so that's the Colorado River. The Sacramento Delta is dying, where California is in danger of losing 80% of its freshwater fish are either extinct or in danger of extinction. The Los Angeles River is, if people even know we have a river, is paved and used as it's actually referred to in county literature as a storm drain infrastructure. It's not even called a river. And so, why does that matter to gardeners? Well, it matters. We matter because we can change this two ways. We can use a lot less water more profitably, and that means, I do hate gratuitous turf, so I just have to confess. That means a lot less lawn. That means growing things that you can water more strategically, more intelligently, and that you don't produce a crop that you then throw away. And I mean, when I first started writing for the Times on gardening, which was about 10 years ago, the big new idea was grass cycling, like you didn't put your grass in your green bin. And when you cut it, I think we can do better than that. We can have a lot less to none of it. And I'm a big fan of, lawn where it brings communities together. But what I guess all of you have noticed on a beautiful morning, most of the lawn in this park is empty. And it's empty because every single family residence around here also has their own lawn. So lawn no longer serves the purpose of